guys.
Cat pops in for a chat with Philip and Holly on this morning from 10:30.
Today I'm going to do
The Nice Women are back at 12:30.
this Segway. Okay.
Now the latest from ITV News in the West Country with Ian Axton and Kylie Pinto.
guy. Peace.